All right. Oh, in and out there. Hey there, everyone. I'm Eddie O'Donnell here at Snowjo. Welcome into the live stream here. Saying hello to everyone out there on YouTube. If you're watching at the Go Joe channel, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's all right here. Welcome into the show here. We're talking about some fun things with some of the best gardening tool picks that we have here in our lineup. Now, I think we're going live on TikTok as well. Waiting for the folks on TikTok to say hi here, and I'll get that thumbs up from our friends over here. How are we looking on? How are we looking for TikTok right here? If we're going to be live and if we're going to say hi and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be talking about the five. We're going to be talking about the five best tools here that we have in the lineup here. The five must-have tools, I really should say, for your garden in our lineup. But we're going to focus on a couple of different things here for that gardening lineup. We want to make sure that everyone out there has sort of the perfect design for their gardening spaces in terms of the right setup to sort of get just about everything done that you need to get done. So when it comes down to it, there are a couple of things that as your garden is growing that you're going to want to have around. One of the biggest things that you're going to want to have around, of course, is a way to trim things. One of the best ways to get around sort of the things that have to do with the garden there is keeping that garden maintained, but also keeping it growing and keeping it watered. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Very excited to be talking about this in general. Very excited to be having this chat here with you folks live. If you have any questions about anything, let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the chat there. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give us that thumbs up. Don't for don't forget to subscribe to the Go with Joe channel here on YouTube. And of course, if you're watching on TikTok, there I see some of the folks there from TikTok saying hello here. Now, if you're watching on TikTok, go ahead and tap in those likes. We appreciate the likes. You can send them in there. Just tap in on that screen to send in those likes. And don't forget to be following us at the Snow Joe Co channel on TikTok as well. Alrighty, let's sort of dive into things here. We're gonna have a lot of fun here talking about some of this stuff here. We got a lot of cool little things here to get some of that work done. So why don't we start off with sort of my number one set of recommendations here for the must-have tools that we have here for your garden. Now, the first thing that I think everyone out there should have is a couple of really great hand tools. And the first one that I think is really important here is a pair of secateurs, just like we have right here. Now, these are what we have from our Nisaku lineup right here. These are NJP SC1s, and these are a pair of carbon steel cutters right here. You can see really nice high quality cutters that we have right here. Very beautiful high quality carbon steel that we have here as well. These are actually made in Japan by our sister brand Nisaku. And what's great about this design here is that we have not only that quality Japanese steel here, we're talking about some real dedication to the quality of the steel itself, but we're also talking about a really well designed steel here, not just in terms of the fact that this is going to give us that long lasting edge right here, but also the fact that we're going to get that nice solid cutting capability and that sharpness right out of the box here for this amazing set of secateurs here. Now you can see these are what we call bypass cutters. So they have that nice little sort of scoop neck on the back here. And that bypass cutter is going to be able to reach into those tighter areas on your plants and get those bigger branches cut up as well. So nice to have that nice little secondary blade sort of recurve in there to get things in between there. What we also have here is something that I think is a really nice feature overall. If you notice here, the blade and the handle, this is all one piece. These are all one piece of metal here. So we've only got two pieces here working in tandem to give us that cutting action. So we're not worried about, our hands sort of struggling with those plastic grips that you've seen in the past there, because a lot of those plastic grips, they'll wobble, they're warble in your hands here, and they'll end up giving you those blisters over time. So this really gives you that direct cutting action right here, which I really like. So you can see right there, nice constant smooth cutting action that we have here with our secateurs there. Really great cutting capability here. On the bottom, we've got that nice little latch there, so we can just snap that latch up just like that, and that locks everything in place there. Absolutely love that. Comes with a nice leather sheath that we have right here. That leather sheath can holster our secateurs in them, so we get that nice little way to carry it with us whenever we're going anywhere. Absolutely love that. But let's take a look at one other thing that I like about these right here. We can take a look here. So I've got sort of a plasticky leafy plant right here. And actually, I think a lot of us know, when it comes to if you are trimming anything like a plastic plant or anything like that, one of the biggest things is actually getting a nice consistent cut on these synthetic materials here. Real plant leaves are actually a lot more forgiving for this. So I want you to take a look at just how sharp everything is here. So for the people on YouTube here, you can see this all close up here. For everyone on TikTok, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. But as you cut in with these secateurs here to that leaf, you get that really nice clean separation right there. You can see that clean line that you get there with that cut. And then what's also great about that is that because this is such a clean straight cut there, you can see you can almost piece this back together here and have that cut completely disappear. So you can see that's right there, opened up just like that. Or if you push this back together here, that cut is so clean that it will completely disappear like that. That's the kind of level of cutting that you're going to have here with this. And again, I know the folks, hopefully the folks on TikTok can see that right there. So we just put a quick slit into the leaf right here. So you can see right here, that quick slit into the leaf right there. If we just push that back together, just like so, you can kind of see that seam completely disappear. I hope everyone actually can see me do that there. You can see how that seam completely disappears. So if you think that that's a pretty sharp cutting tool, if you think that that's a great tool to get out there with in the yard and garden, hey, don't forget to give us the like there. Appreciate those likes on TikTok. Tap in those likes for us getting up close there and showing you what's going on here. Don't forget as well to be following us here on TikTok. We got a lot of fun things going on TikTok. So follow our channel to go the Go with Joe. The Snow Joe Co channel on TikTok. And you can head over to YouTube as well and check out the Go with Joe channel over on YouTube. We got a lot of fun things going on here, and we have a lot of fun talking about these tools here. So pair of wonderful secateurs right here, built out of that high carbon steel. These are a really great tool for a lot of different work that you're going to be doing out in the yard and garden. This is definitely my go-to for a lot of cutting out there. I like that sort of quiet, sort of powerful contemplation that you get out of a pair of cutters just like this. You get a lot of cutting power behind that blade. They're very comfortable to use in hand right here. A lot of ease getting out there, snipping things up there. And one of the greatest ways to sort of prune back and trim up the yard and garden there. Powerful set of tools right here, comfortable to use, very serene. They definitely help you with that sort of how should I say? They definitely help you with that sort of meditation out there in the yard and garden as well. So definitely love a set of tools like this. So really wonderful design there. Now, continuing with gardening hand tools is sort of like an important, foundation for the tools that we want to keep in the yard and garden for us, particularly as we take care of our gardens. We're looking at those best tools to take care of the gardens here. Probably one of the most versatile that we have here in the lineup, and one of the best ways to get a lot of that work done is with what's called a hori hori knife here. This is a digging tool that we have right here that's perfect for the garden here. Now, this is a Japanese design right here. This is from our sister brand Nasaku once again here. And here's one of the biggest things about this beautiful tool here is that we're talking about a tool that has a ton of ancestry behind it in terms of its design. In Japanese, the term hori hori means dig, dig. So we actually take this out of here, take this out of the sheath here, can actually see what we have is a curved blade here. So we have sort of a scooped blade right here, and that is going to be perfect for digging and transplanting the garden with. So you can see right there, we've got that curvature in there, and that allows us to scoop up material in the garden. So whether it comes to cutting out areas for transplanting or something like that, when it comes to picking up dirt and scooping dirt out of an area, and you can see it right here, we do have a little bit of dirt, we have a little bit of dirt right back over here. One of the things that you can see right there is you can see that this is perfect for picking up that dirt material right there so that you can dig through into the garden with that. And you can see how well that scooped blade there holds that. Makes this a really, really wonderful tool for that garden. Now, what you also get here are some really, really beautiful things. First off, here you get something that I really like here, which is our dual edge profile. So on one edge right here, you have a serrated profile here on this side, and then the other edge over here, you have a straight profile on that side. So we've got one side for cutting things up in the yard and garden right there. We got one side for sawing things up there. So really great way to saw through branches and stuff like that. So really do like this. Really do like the design that we have here. Love sort of the gorgeous sort of design that we have here with this knife as well. What I also like about this is the finish on this. Now this is made of a really high quality stainless steel from Japan, and what I like about the steel here is that it's harder than a lot of other stainless steels you're going to deal with out there. A lot of stainless steels out there aren't going to be very durable in terms of their over long lasting sort of capability. This is really going to last here with that design. What's also great about it is that you've got that nice rust resistance there because this has that really nice stainless steel property to it with that chromium in there. Wonderful wooden handle here for your hand. Feels great in the hand here so that you can get out there into the garden and get all that work done there. You have all that functionality here. I like how on the inside as well, you actually have a built-in sort of ruler on the backside here. So if you ever plant this into sort of a soil into the soil here, and you want to know how deep you're going, particularly if you're going to pull a plant out or something like that, you actually have that set of numbers on the back there that actually tell you how deep you're going. That way you can match your transplant. So for example, if you have a potted plant that only goes 4 inches deep, you know how deep you have to dig for your garden there. So I really like that capability to be able to have that nice, easy transplanting situation there. Very comfortable to use, wonderfully wonderful tool that you have right here. Definitely sort of the best multi-tool to keep out with you in the yard and garden there. One of the best multi-tools to have on your hip in general here. Here's what's great about it too. You can see I've left a little bit of dirt on there. I don't have to worry about that. I am going to wipe it off just to keep it clean before I put it back in the sheath though, just for just for cleanliness sake. But the great thing about it is that if you get that dampness, if you get that wetness on there, you're not going to have to worry about this rusting up here because of that amazing stainless steel here. And then of course you have that nice leather sheath here. You slide that into that leather sheath, it locks into place there. Great to be able to carry this on your belt or something like that. You do have that nice little belt loop there that you can hold everything to. I like that. You can throw this on your hip and you can take it with you wherever you want to go. This is definitely one of my favorite multi-tools for the yard and garden in general because of its design, because of its durability, and of course because of the fact that you get that sort of double-edged profile to it. You get that ultimate usability out of this right here. Really becomes an important tool for your yard and garden adventures there. Really great design here with this. So check it out. It's the NJP 650. Now, if you didn't know, all things we're talking about here, we do, if you're watching on YouTube, have them linked in the description. If you're on TikTok, head over to snowjoe.com. You can take a look at all of the tools that we're talking about here today. One of the other things that I will say out there, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and tap in those likes if you're watching on TikTok there. Don't forget to follow us at the Snowjoe Co channel there. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And don't forget to join us and subscribe to the Go with Joe channel for some of the other videos that we like to put out here. Alrighty, now we're going to continue going through sort of the top 5 gardening picks here. We're going to talk about a couple of different things before we dive into talking about watering. So we're going to talk about a couple of other tools here that I think are going to be really, really useful. And we're going to go sort of small to big here. The next one is going to be another trimming tool. Now this one's particularly good for trimming up in the garden here when it comes to a lot of the hedges that you may have in your garden. And if you want to trim things up and really shape things up, I would really look no further than the SSEG that we have right here. So this is our 24-volt mini hedger right here. So we have that nice compact hedger design that we have right here. What's really great here, 7-inch hedger blade that we have right there. So plenty of cutting that we can do here with this hedger. We've got a lightweight tool design right here as well. Very nice and compact and lightweight, only weighs a few pounds here. Very easy to get out there and get a lot of trimming done. You can see here with this that you've got that nice one-handed capability to shape up your hedges wherever you want to go. One of the other things that I like about this design right here is that ability to sort of flatten and curve those shapes with something so small like this. So one of the things that I like is maybe you're going into the garden. Maybe you want to trim up that hedge into something like a topiary shape, something like an orb or something like that. All you have to do with this right here, we're not talking about doing a lot of stuff by hand here. We're doing a lot of that trimming with the power behind this from that 24-volt battery that we have here. And remember, this 24-volt battery powers up from our 24-volt system there. And right now, actually, on our website, if you go to snowjoe.com, you can take a look. We are having a massive buy one, get a battery sale right now. So this is one of those tools in that deal right there where you can take that 24-volt battery that comes in that kit there, power up this tool or any other 24-volt tool in our lineup. And remember, you're going to buy one of the core tools right here. You're going to get that battery for free. That's a really great deal we got going on there. Check it out at snowjoe.com. You can head over to the deals page there and you can see that we got these amazing deals going on here. With this right here, we take that battery, we slide that in there, lock that in place. And all we have to do on the backside here, there's a safety switch up at the top right here. It's going to be ambidextrous safety switch there. And then at the bottom here is our trigger. So we'll hit that safety switch, pull that trigger. As you can see, we have that trimming capability with this to get there into the yard and garden and to trim everything up, to trim the tops, to shape up as we want here, if we want to shape those plants as well. So you have that control, you have that capability with this to shape everything up with this amazing design. And that's the thing that I absolutely love here about this, is that you can really shape this up with this amazing tool right here and get a lot of trimming done there. So really great design that you have right here with this amazing little hedger. And I like this because this is going to give you that ability to really get those nice fine shapes there when it comes to your hedges. If you want to shape things up like those hedges that you have out front of the yard right there, or maybe in front of the door right there, this is a perfect tool to add into the arsenal here. It's powerful with its design as well. With that 24-volt battery, you're going to cut through some branches that are over 1/4 inch thick or thereabouts, and that's the power that you have with this amazing design right there. So I really do like that. I see John Matt in the chat here on TikTok saying Sunjoe goes burr. You're absolutely right with the burr right there, with that whirring noise that it has there. Has a lot of power behind it, as you can tell. It really gives it a lot of capability when you're out there to get a lot of stuff trimmed up here. And Again, you're trimming through some thick branches with this design. You have that ease when it comes to this tool here to get a lot of stuff trimmed up. And I really do like that capability to make sure that sort of no matter what, when you're shaping up those plants, you've got that light sort of nimbleness to really angle this and really get in those tight spaces how you might not have got how you might not have been able to do before. So really great setup that you have here with this tool. Really powerful little tool that you have here to get a lot of that work done. So I definitely like the design here with this. I love the capability that you have here with shaping things up with our SSEG. Really nice, powerful little tool here for a lot of that cutting, a lot of that shaping there. Comes with a little sheath there, so nice and easy to protect when you put this away. Absolutely love something like that. So really great design that you have right here with this amazing tool. So definitely like that right there. I see John Matt there talking about the voltage of our batteries. That's right. So we do have 24-volt system, which is a pretty nice beefy system right there. We want to make sure that you're getting all that power that you need when it comes to all the work that you're doing there. So that's a really great tool to do that with. Here's something else that's cool though, because we are talking about that 24-volt deal. Here's another tool for the garden that I think a lot of folks out there wouldn't really imagine as sort of like a gardening tool, but this is a really great one right here. This is what we call our grass trimmer. This is a grass trimmer, but we call this as our sharper blade trimmer right here. This is our 24V. We call this the SD10. So it's a 10-inch sharper blade trimmer here. And when I say sharper blade, what I mean is this blade right here. This is a nylon blade that we've got right there. Instead of a string trimmer or instead of a steel cutting blade right here, we have this nylon blade right here. So that nylon blade gives us a lot of cutting capability with this tool here. What it does is it has the power in the head here to use this blade to cut up more than just the grass that you normally would with something like than something like something like your string trimmer, because you have that nice sturdy blade here. This blade is actually going to do more here. And you're absolutely right. I see John Matt in the chat there saying has a safety. That's right. So this is that nice little safety guard right here. This is what we call our flower guard here. And of course, we do have a protective guard in the back there. And of course, we also have on the tool here, as with all of our tools on the handles there, we have our safety switch on the back right here. So that's going to be our safety switch to lock that handle in before we pull that trigger. That way the trigger never accidentally gets pulled here. So with this, what we have is a lot of trimming potential around the garden there. So as we may have been trimming up with our hedges with our SSEG, as we may have been shaping them up plant-wise, as we may have been moving plants in and out of the garden with our Nisaku NJP 650, or as we may have been cutting and trimming up some branches and stuff like that with our NJP SC1s, this right here is sort of for doing some of the other work that we might have to do in the garden, things like tackling any weeds, things like tackling the edges of our gardens, particularly when it comes to scarifying a garden out. If you want to separate a garden bed, this is a really good way to do that here because of that sharper blade. Now, imagine trying to do that with a string trimmer. It's actually going to be quite hard. That string is not going to really be able to penetrate into that dirt the same way a blade like this will. And this will go all the way down into about 3 inches into the depth of the dirt right there to help cut out those areas there. And then, of course, if you have any weeds or anything else that's growing in there that you don't want to, you don't want to have to deal with or rip out by hand, the great thing about this head right here with that sharper blade is that it's going to be able to tackle it. Your traditional grass trimmers might have struggles with tackling something like those larger, heavier weeds there, where you might worry that you're constantly going to attack those other plants that you have in there. But with the flower guard that we have in there, that nice little safety wire guard right there, you're actually going to protect them. You can see that nice little bar of metal over here that really protects them. And of course, if you want to get that out of the way to do that scarification there, you can actually pull that back by sort of pulling that out here and sliding that back onto the head right there. And then when you need it in that, that's actually going to give you that ability to scarify down to the earth right here. So if you actually bring this over down across the table here, you can actually see that that blade goes beyond that head right there when you want to use it like that. So really great to get into the dirt here with this. And you can see here, here's one of the other cool things that I like about this is that if we put this off to the side over here, if you look up at the handle here, this is going to be a bit uncomfortable to hold sort of in this position here. So take a look at this. All we have to do is grab this sleeve right here on it, pull down on that sleeve. We can actually rotate that handle 180 degrees right there. So that gives us that nice 180-degree spin to give us a lot of trimming capability with a tool like this. And I really like that with this. So really great setup that you have right there with the capability that you have right here. And I also saw John Matt earlier. You were saying that, yeah, it means you get 48 volts with 2 battery systems. So you're absolutely right. We do have a 48-volt lineup in our system here, which we absolutely love, that ability to double that power and to get that extra power flowing here. Now, in this case, we are talking about a 24-volt stringless trimmer here in this design. And one of the things that I also love about this here is that this powers up with that same 24-volt battery that our little trimmer over here powered up with. So we can actually take the battery out of our hedger right here, this mini hedger here, pull that out. We take that, we can power this up here. Now, before we do that, because I do want to talk about a couple other things on this, we can take a look at the blade here. So we can go back to taking a quick look here at our sharper blade. So that sharper blade is what gives us that extra cutting capability here out of this tool. One of the things that I can do right here is I'm actually going to take that blade off right there by unscrewing that. And you can see right there, this has a very simple thread in, thread out system here for this design, which I really, really like there because it really makes it easy not only to replace this, but also to use this in a different way here. So you can see there, we take that off. That's nice and easy. This is a flexible system right here. So you can see that nylon blade is flexible there. So we're not really worried the same way that we would be with a steel blade or anything like that. This is nice and flexible here, but still durable and actually more durable than your nylon string. It will last longer. It's also got some self-sharpening properties to it, which I really like. This is actually made out of compressed layers of nylon here. As those layers wear back, because you see we have those scallops on the side right here, these scallops here, as those layers wear back, will reveal sort of the new fresh edges of every layer of nylon there as they peel back, giving you sort of a new refresh sharpening every single time you use this. That's going to keep this really sharp, keep this cutting really efficiently here. But while we have this off right here, we can take a look on the side of the tool here. We actually have another grass trimming head here. Now, this is really good for your lighter grass tasks here. If you are just trimming around the grass and stuff like that, you can use this head right here to trim around in that area and get a lot of stuff shaped up here with this design. What I love about this is that we're taking away, again, that need for the string trimmer and really giving ourselves that great capability using our nylon grass trimming head here. This has a snap-in style blade here, and you can take that whole head off of the handle right here. You can see in here we have 10 more blades in the pack right there. So these are all going to snap in and out from our grass cutting head here. And to put that on there, you can just put that directly on where you would have had your sharper blade there. So it slides in just like so, which is really, really nice there. And then of course you can tie that on with the nut and screw there. So really great to have that as an option here. I really like having that extra capability out of this here. We're going to lock this back into place over here. And I'm going to put our nylon head right back on there. So we'll lock that back on just like so. We'll put this ring cap back on here as well. You can see how nice and easy this is too. If you ever have to replace this, you can see how quick and easily it would go. And then of course we can make that nice and tight here by threading that nice and tightly with our hands there. There we go. Nice and easy to get that set up right there. Now, a real great question here from John Matt. Can you actually put a string trimmer on it? So you can't put a string trimmer on this one because of that sharper blade technology. We do have some string trimmers in the lineup though. One of the things that, sort of sets this apart here is having that sharper blade, but we do have string trimmers in the lineup. If you are looking for a really good string trimmer, I would suggest from our lineup, the 24V ST14B. It's a 14-inch wide brushless string trimmer with a bump feed built into it, which I really absolutely love. That's a powerful, powerful string trimmer there. Now, one of the biggest things though is that because it doesn't have the sharper blade, it's not going to be able to do some of the things that the sharper blade can do. But because that's a 14-inch wide heavy gauge string trimmer, it's going to be able to do a lot of the other things that you normally would do with the string trimmer, but just at that really accelerated capability there. So I would definitely take a look at that. You can take a look at this though. This is for the deal right now going on our website. If you head over to snowjoe.com right now, you can get this with a free 24-volt battery. If you get that core tool set up right there, what's great about that, you can pick up a couple of core tools like this little hedger right here and the string trimmer or the stringless trimmer here. You can take that same battery that powers up one of them will power up the other one. You can power this in here just like that. And you can see out there, all you have to do to power this up now is pull that trigger. Just easy power that you have right here. You can just see how easy that was to set up there. Plenty of cutting that you can do with that powerful blade. And you can hear how easy that was to get going. No struggles with gas, no frustrations or anything like that. You can also see it's a little bit short right now. That's because I have it sort of shortened up here for demonstration purposes, but this does extend. So you can elongate this down to the ground there for cutting everything up in the garden there. So I like that capability that you have with this for that comfortable control. Does it work inverted as an edger? Absolutely. So take a look at this. Take a look at this John Matt here asking the question here on TikTok. Take a look at this. We're going to tie this up here just like that. I'm going to lock this in place here, or lock this in place here like this. So if you take the handle right over here, you can flip this upside down here. If you want to use it as an edger, you can put that wire guard down like that. So if you got the wire guard down like this, you can actually hold this up like so. And what we can actually do right over here is, if you can see, that little sleeve right over here, all you have to do is pull this down, and you can see we can spin this entire thing 180 degrees just like that. And that gives us that ability to use this as an edger so that when you're going into the garden there, you can get that nice perfect edging capability, and you can use that handle at that nice upright position right there. So I definitely love that right there. Makes it very comfortable to get that going. I see that you're saying neat right there. I see some love coming in. Definitely sending in those likes, appreciating those likes here for this amazing trimmer right here. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go when it comes to definitely the way to go when it comes to this awesome tool right here. So definitely love the fact that you have that cutting capability with this to use it like that. It is pretty neat to have that functionality built into it. You know, we wanted to make sure that we had that for everyone out there that wants to use this to tackle that. And of course, with that blade, remember you can use it as a scarifier as well to scar down and sort of separate those garden beds from things like your lawn and stuff like that. So really nice, cool system that you have right here. Perfect little garden tool there to help you separate those gardens, trim out any weeds or anything like that in the garden as well. Alrighty. Now we're gonna go to the last sort of must-have tool for your garden here, and it's one that I think a lot of folks would sort of overlook when it comes to their gardens in terms of keeping the garden living here. And this comes down to watering here. So what I have here that we're going to talk about, this is what we call our tripod sprinkler, and this gives us a little bit of functionality that you may not see with a lot of sprinklers out there. The way I like to put it with this sprinkler right here is that you're going to put the water down where you want and how you want with this design. Now we all know the different plants in the garden crave different things. That's right. When we've got that ability to water something up, we want to make sure we're hitting it with the correct type of water that we want to hit it with, and in the correct time, and of course in the correct space. So with this sprinkler right here, we really do have the access to everything that we need there to really tackle those gardens when it comes to watering as powerfully and as easily as possible. So what I have right here is a nice capability. This gives us about 4,400 square feet of overall coverage, or 4,500 square feet of overall coverage. I'm sorry, with this tripod design here. You can see this has staked feet at the bottom there. So these feet will stab into the soil there and really give it that stability. It does fold up for easy compact sort of travel as well as storage there, but we can open this up here for that nice tripod configuration here to get this nice and sturdy in the ground here. Now, here's where the coverage aspect really comes in with the sprinkler. We can undo the middle lock right here, and we can telescope that neck all the way up here. This goes all the way up to about 38 inches tall right here. So it gives us a ton of height here to give us that coverage there for this to get a lot of stuff properly sprayed up here. Actually, I said 38 inches. I meant 42 inches tall here because the head is included in that height. So we got a lot of height here to cover when it comes to spraying everything up here. And what this means for your garden specifically, not only, in your lawn, for example, can you get a lot of stuff covered here in terms of your overall coverage, but with your garden, what that means is you can actually shoot top down onto your garden. So if you really want to hit specific plants that are behind a row or, tucked into your garden there, you can really make sure the water is coming directly down on it from this sprinkler here. And the way that you get the water coming down and the way that you tailor that spray comes down to two important things. One, you can control the circular oscillation here. This will spin 360 degrees here, but you can actually control it to have it bounce between 2 points using these two flaps right here. These two flaps that you see on the neck right here, these are what we call our choose your own coverage flaps. They can allow you to pick sort of the innermost the innermost twisting that this head is going to do as it sprays up. So in this case right here, I have it set up so it'll do that full ring right there. We can spin this around here. You can see it from the other side there. If we tighten this up just like that, you can see right here, this is going to bounce in between these 2 points just like that to cover a very small area. So you can really tailor that to exactly what you need there. Great question from John Matt here. How far does it spray? So you're going to get a pretty decent launch out of this depending on the mode that you use here. So let's just take a quick look here at those different modes here. So you can see right over here in the head of the sprinkler, we have the different modes in this head here. Now with this, all we'll do is pull this back right here, and you can see that you've got a multi-spray, you've got a misting spray, you've got a flat spray from this as well. We've got a fan spray in here, a mini spray, and a large spray from this. So this is going to give you a total circular coverage of about, it's going to give you about 16 plus feet from the center spray right there, roughly, depending on which spray you use. So from the large spray, I think that's what that's going to be measured from in terms of in terms of your outward pressure right there, in terms of your outward spray right there. I see you saying in the chat there, I just upgraded my water main and got plenty of pressure. That's awesome to hear. Usually a lot of people, end up somewhere between 40 and 80 psi, depending on the kind of pressure that they have in their house. The average really is closer to about 40 to 60. So yeah, I wonder how much you have now that you've got that upgrade. Because if you're closer to 80, that's really really nice to have that extra pressure. Plus, how should I say? If you put that in the sprinkler right here, your plants may also enjoy that same upgrade in sort of the shower that you might. I know what it's like when you get that nice solid water pressure from a shower there. Feels really good when you're scrubbing your back. I'll tell you right now, the plants probably feel the same way when they get a little bit of extra pressure there. Maybe not enough to bruise, but enough for that cleansing capability. But one other thing too, if you have a lot of pressure and you actually want to control the distance of that spray, because remember, when you're using this on your garden specifically, you want to get that sort of nice tailored type of spray here. This right here, this little knob in the middle here, is actually a flow control for it. So not only will it act as a shutoff, but you can actually open it gently there and move more or less water into the head right there with that little flow control knob. So I like that you have that built in there, and I like that you have that capability to control that spray as it comes out there. You're gonna have plenty of distance right here on the sprinkler as you're spraying out there. And of course, remember too, you can adjust the height for this for that over to increase that overall coverage there. So really like that capability for this. And I like the control here for the head. The head has a couple of different really important controls behind it. Of course, you have those different sprays from the nozzles here, and all you have to do to rattle through them is just push those nozzles down. So this way, everyone on TikTok can sort of see what I'm talking about here. As you just snap those nozzles through right there. Remember, I mentioned it's a fan spray, a mini spray, a large spray, a multi spray, and a misting spray and a flat spray. Now, that misting spray is really, really nice for a couple of different things. That misting spray is going to be really, really nice for your summertime and for the plants that don't like direct water. So that's going to be really great to help feed them up and give them that nice sort of gentle spray right there. But also, what's going to be really nice for this is that those large sprays and the multi sprays coming out of this, you can really use that to cover a lot of ground there, and you can get really really tight in with a mini spray there to make sure that you're getting a particular set of plants properly watered up there. Really great with this. But again, also here's what's cool too: this little blue flap on top. You push that to the left and right here, you can see right there, that's going to either point your spray down or point your spray up, depending on which way you set this. So you actually have that control here to point up or down with this and really get that tailored control as to how you're putting that water out there. So really cool system that you have right here with our tripod sprinkler. You can check it out on snowjoe.com, but this is definitely one of the cool ones to add into your gardening system. Definitely a cool design here, and definitely one of my favorite ways to get that perfect adjustment for spraying up your garden with that water there. So really, really cool setup you have here. So we can go over quickly here. The top garden tools that I've got in the lineup here for you today. We've got our beautiful, beautiful secateurs right here. Absolutely love these. Really great cutters there for the yard and garden. We have our awesome NJP 650, our Hori Hori digging tool right here, our multi tool from Nisaku there. Absolutely love that garden multi tool right there. Perfect one to have in the lineup there. Beautiful tool as well. Heirloom quality build right there from our Japanese sister brand in Japan. Nisaku right there. SSEG, our 24-volt little hedger right here. Perfect tool to add into your lineup if you want to shape up those garden plants there, particularly when it comes to shaping up things like your hedges. That amazing little hedger right there is going to be a great way to do that topiary. Our SB10, and remember, both the SB10 and the SSEG right now are on an incredible deal at snowjoe.com. So don't be afraid to go head over there and check out these amazing deals going on right now, because essentially what we have for these is both of these, you can get them as core tools with the battery for free there. So check them both out. Those are really great values for them right there. So great setups right there with all that. And then of course we've got our tripod sprinkler right here. This is a really great way to put that water down, not just where you want, not just when you want, but exactly how you want with this amazing design. So definitely check them all out at snowjoe.com. And folks, if you've been enjoying this video, watching on TikTok there, please send in those likes, tap in those likes. We really do appreciate that from everyone out there. And don't forget to follow us here at the Snowjoe Code channel here on TikTok. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give us that thumbs up if you enjoy this content. And also don't forget to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, sorry. Join us at the Go Joe channel here on YouTube as well, because we have a lot of fun being able to hang out with you folks there. Alrighty, folks, we're first going to say goodbye to the folks on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us here on the show. Head over to snowjoe.com. Oh, I see some likes coming in on the Snowjoe co-side right there. Thank you, Hunter Lewis, for Hunter K. Lewis. Does that say Hunter K. Lewis? Thank you so much for tapping those in there. Really do appreciate that. All right, folks, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate everyone out there hanging out with us here on the live stream and sending in the love there, sending in those likes. All right, folks, we will see you all in the next stream.